there, my name is Kelly Dale and I'm coming at you today from Off the Beaded Path in Forest City, North Carolina. 2 weeks ago, I showed you how to make the herringbone hoop earrings. Last week, I showed you my On the Rocks bracelet that went with the hoop earrings. We're still not done with that set yet. I've got 2 more projects that I want to show you how to do. The first one this week is going to be a ring to go with the set. And then next week, I have another version of the bracelet that I want to show you. I was hoping to show you the bracelet this week, but it's so big, like as far as the pattern, it's taking me a little while longer than expected. So, with that being said, what you're going to need for today's project is 3 4mm bicones, 22 size 8 seed beads, 30 size 15 seed beads, 4 size 11 seed beads, 23 or more 3mm glass rounds. These are going to be for the ring band. You're going to need a ½ yard of 8-pound Fireline, 12 inches of 0.5mm stretch magic, and 1 size 10 or 12 beading needle. It's completely up to you. This ring is very quick. I will show you my first version that I came up with. After I did the first version of it, I wasn't happy with it because it was really hard to put on and off your finger. So I came up with a second version that still gives you that on the rocks look like the bracelet and the earrings, but it's just a very small strip of it. So go ahead and get your materials together and we'll get started. So here's the ring that I want to show you how to make today. This is the black version that goes with the project from last week, and this is the gold version that goes with the project from last week. As you can see, it's a short snippet of what we did, and then I've added a stretch band to it. It's a very pretty ring when you get it on your finger. And the good thing about it is you can stack these. So like if I wanted to make a couple and wear them together, you can do that also. They make a really, really pretty, fun, and easy project. Now when I first did my sample, I tried to do the whole thing with herringbone stitch, so that it would be a permanent size. The only problem is doing it with doing the herringbone stitch. It started out with the right size, but the more I went through it, the tighter it got. And when I tried to actually put it on and off my finger, it didn't feel good. So that's the reason I came up with this version. So to start, we're going to start just like we did last week. We're going to pick up 2 8s, and let me back that back out here. 2 8s. I'm going to leave myself a short tail here, and I'm going to go back up through the first 8 that I added. When you pull that, you want the 2 beads to sit side by side. If they don't, make them sit side by side. I'm going to pick up 2 8s and go down through the 8 on the right. It's the one right next to where my thread's coming out. I'm ready to step up, so I'm going to step up through the 2 here on the left. Pick up 2 8s, go down through just the top bead, so top 8 there on the right. You're ready for your step up, so you're going to go through the top 2 8s on the left. Pick up 2 8s, go down through the top 8 here on the right, and step up and go through the top 2 8s on the left. This makes 4 rows. You're going to continue this until you have 10 total rows. Once you have 10 rows, this is what the piece will look like. I'm coming out of the last 8 here on the left. I'm going to pick up 1 8 and I'm going to go down through 3 8s on the right. Go up through the size 8 seed bead right next to where the thread's coming out, so that's the one here on the left. Pick up 1 11 and go down through the 8 on the right, which is the one right next to where the thread's coming out, and then through 2 more 8s, so that you'll actually be going through 3 8s. Go up through the 8 on the left, which is the one right next to where your thread's coming out. Pick up 1 size 11 seed bead. Go down through the 8 on the right, which is the one right next to where the thread's coming out, and then through 2 more beads, so you'll be going through 3. Go up through the 8 on the left, which is the one right next to where your thread's coming out. Pick up 1 11. Go down through the 8 on the right, and then through 2 more 8s. Up through the 8 on the left. Pick up your 11 and go down through 2 8s this time. So it's the one on the right and then the one right below it. Once you're coming out of the last stack of beads, you're going to pick up 1 8, go up through the 2 8s here on the left, and then through the 11 seed bead. So what this does is this puts an 8 here at the bottom and 1 at the top to attach your ring band to. You're ready for your 4mm bicones, and we're going to add those here in the spaces. So let me grab those. It's coming out of the size 11 seed bead pointing to the right. I'm going to pick up a 4mm. I'm going to come to the next size 11 seed bead, and I'm going to go through that bead from right to left, or from left to right, and pull. Pick up a 4mm. I'm going to go through the next 11 from left to right. And I'm going to do this one more time. I'm going to pick up a 4mm, go through the last 11 from left to right. Now we have our 4mm added, but they're all sitting sideways. So you want to go back down through the last 4mm you added. And I'm going to hold that 4mm, pull my thread straight, nice and tight, and then I'm going to go through the 11 right below the 4mm, going from left to right. Go down through the next 4mm, hold the 4mm, pull the thread straight down, and go through the 11 right under the 4mm, going from left to right. And finally, go through your last 4mm, keep your fingers on it here, pull straight down, and go through the last 11 from left to right. So this straightens up our 4mm and allows us now to be ready to add our embellishments. So I'll pick up 5 15s. I'm going to go to the 4mm above the I'm going to go through the 11 above the 4mm, going from right to left. Pick up 5 15s. Go through the 11 above the 4mm from left to right. 5 15s. And go through the 11 at the top from right to left. Now we're going to be working back down, so it's 5 15s. Go through the 11 below the 4mm, going from left to right. So what we're basically doing is just making sure we go through it the other way so that our seed beads will be wrapped around the 4mm. Pick up 5 15s, come to the next 11, go through it from right to left, and now 5 15s, and go through the last 11 from left to right. So that now you have the top complete. you want to take and stitch down through your 8s. And basically, you're going to go through all the 8s again, just going in a circular motion, and tie the 2 threads together and trim these tails. You're now ready to add the ring band. I've threaded through my Stretch Magic through one end 8 on the end of the ring. You want to take and put 1 3mm onto each strand. Pick up 1 3mm, and you're going to cross your threads opposite ways through this one bead, so that when you put your threads together and pull straight down, you'll have your first loop of beads. And you want to continue doing this until you reach the desired length of your ring band. So I've got 1 3mm onto each thread, and then I'm going to pick up 1 3mm, and I'm going to cross my threads opposite ways through this one bead, so that when you pull, now you have 2 loops. Normally for my finger, it takes about 23 beads, so just continue on. Be sure to finish out with 1 3mm onto each thread, and I'll show you how to finish it. I've got to the desired length of my band, and I've ended with the 1 3mm onto each strand. I'm going to come across to the other end of the ring and take one side of the Stretch Magic and go through the very end size 8 seed bead. I'll then take and tie the 2 threads together, and you want to be careful not to let that existing 3mm get caught up into the knot. And then you'll take and tie you a couple of good knots in here. And then you'll be ready to trim the thread. So that now you have a nice new ring to go with your set. So I hope you guys enjoyed learning how to make the ring to go with your earrings and your bracelet. Be sure to come back next week when I'm going to show you how to make the bigger, wider bracelet for this set. And just be prepared, because it is a long video for next week, because it's a long project. But I hope you guys enjoyed. We will have the 2-color ring kits on our website for sale, as well as the pattern, and you can find our website at offthebeadedpathbeadstore.com. We hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.